she has gotten significantly bigger. Stephanie White has confirmed it. Stephanie White has gone out here and confirmed that Caitlin Clark has been bulking up. Like, that she's bulked up as a player and that she's no longer, like, skinny and...
She's noticeably gotten bigger. Stephanie White has confirmed it. According to White, Caitlin Clark has been bulking up as a player and is no longer the skinny, fragile figure she once was. Clark has sent shockwaves through the WNBA, and it's not just because of her signature step-back three. She's been quietly transforming her physique, emerging as a stronger, more unstoppable force than ever before. We're kicking off a quick weight room vlog to show you our routine. Get moving. Quick, quick. She's truly powerful. You're probably wondering how this happened and what it means for the league.
I gotta ask you a basketball question. I know that you work really hard in the offseason. You said yesterday you're always trying to get better. What's the thing that you're working on in this offseason?
I think, honestly, besides the actual basketball skill part of it, I think getting stronger, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm in the weight room a lot, just building that strength. Obviously, it was hard going right from the college season to the professional season. You don't get to spend a lot of time in the weight room, so that's what I've tried to focus on the most here. And then obviously a lot of things on the court. I'm always wanting to get better, and that's kind of what drives me, and I love it. I love getting to do it, and I feel very fortunate that it's my job.
Let's break down how Clark went from being bullied on the court to becoming an absolute force, and why every defender in the WNBA should be on high alert. I had to ask a fellow player, you work incredibly hard in the offseason. What are you focusing on besides refining your basketball skills? The answer was clear. Getting stronger. Spending ample time in the weight room, building muscle, is key. The jump from college to the pros leaves little time for gym work.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter, I think that's going to be a flagrant one.
It was crucial to concentrate on strength along with other aspects of the game. It's a challenge, but one she's embraced with passion. Think back to Clark's rookie season. She was phenomenal, no doubt, but she often took a beating. Defenders were pushing her, knocking her off balance, and every drive felt like a full body collision. Opponents like DJ Carrington, Kennedy Carter, and Angel Reese treated her like a rag doll, trying to send a message. Some of those hits were clear fouls, yet it seemed they believed she was too slight to handle the physicality of the WNBA.
Alright guys, we're starting a little TikTok weight room vlog. We're gonna show you what we do. Get the butt down. Okay, speed. Okay, speed.
Wait, good for it.
Oh, she is strong. Alright guys, that's our lift. We are strong. Okay, we're actually strong.
Is Caitlin Clark stronger, or do you expect her to get stronger? And two, like, what's realistic, like, in terms of from a great first year to now second year in the league where, you know, it's not as new anymore, right? And you sort of know how the league plays, if nothing else.
Yes, she is stronger, first and foremost. You know, and again, she's got a lot of self-awareness. And, you know, she figured that out, you know, right away. Like, I need to get stronger. I can't get knocked around as much.
There were doubts about whether she'd follow the fate of other college stars who couldn't make the leap. But not with Caitlin Clark. She's built differently now. Every time you see her, it's clear she isn't as slight as before. A transformation she knew she needed. Instead of just absorbing the punishment, she learned from it. This offseason, she hit the gym with relentless determination. No more getting pushed around or taking cheap shots. Now she's the one initiating contact. Her coach, Stephanie White, has noticed that Clark isn't just stronger. She's tougher, faster, and far more durable.
Not that she was, like, too weak to be in the W, but, like, she was too weak to be, like, an imposing presence in the W like she was in college, because she could be physically dominated. And then obviously we have seen throughout the offseason, we have seen, like, some of the transfer. Every time you're seeing Caitlin Clark out, it's like, okay, she's not as skinny as she was. And this is someone who, like, that's something that she really needs to, that's something she really needs to do.
This isn't simply about adding muscle. It's about evolving into an unstoppable force. When asked if Clark is stronger, and if we should expect further gains now that she's more seasoned in the league, the answer is a resounding yes. With great self-awareness, she recognized early on that she needed to bulk up to avoid being easily knocked around. Her arms now look like tree trunks, her core strength is on another level, and her ability to absorb contact has been completely transformed. Clark didn't merely tone up, she reinvented herself, and the WNBA isn't ready for what's coming.
Caitlin Clark just dropped her daily off-season workout, and it's absolute.
This is why the WNBA was in big trouble.
I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
In college, while she was never weak, she wasn't an imposing presence, and defenders could physically dominate her. Throughout the offseason, as opponents tried to make her life difficult, fouling her hard, knocking her down, and even mocking her in interviews, she was already scoring while enduring that treatment. Now, stopping her is nearly impossible. The days of Clark being on the receiving end are over. She's taken control, creating her own space, and she's not just an outside shooter anymore. She's taking defenders inside, using her strength, in the paint, and forcing respect in every area of the court.
Somebody said the league is not ready for Caitlin. 3.0 MVP is hers. Yes, go. Fever admin, I love you. Caitlin put some weight on, bro. She definitely got in the weight room. And, I don't think Caitlin put weight on. I think Caitlin put a lot of muscle on. I think that's what the biggest difference is that we're seeing out of Caitlin. You know, going into this upcoming season, I think Caitlin put a bunch of muscle on, and it shows. It shows within her, her body frame. It shows that her arms is bigger and her thighs is way wider. She definitely put some muscle.
Her transformation has not only redefined her offensive capabilities, but also bolstered her defensive presence. There were instances during games when her newfound power allowed her to hold her ground against even the most experienced opponents. This added physicality is making her a more complete player. No longer the target for aggressive defensive schemes, Clark now asserts herself, making opponents think twice before committing to heavy contact. Her ability to absorb and even initiate contact has reshaped the way teams approach defense against her. What's remarkable is that Clark's change isn't just skin deep. It's a comprehensive overhaul of her game. Her improved strength has
a great job of getting in the weight room and really focusing on her areas that she needs to focus on in terms of strength, in terms of, low center of gravity, time under tension, all of those things. I think the next step is efficiency, right? Not so many turnovers.
I genuinely think that Caitlin Clark had quite a lot of flaws, but so is still, even with flaws, she was that good that if she can figure out those flaws, she's going to be the best player ever. That's the reality of the situation. And one of them was that she was very
unlocked additional layers in her playmaking. She's now capable of fending off defenders and creating opportunities that were previously out of reach. Whether it's through enhanced ball handling under pressure or a sharper court vision, her upgraded physicality has made her an even more effective playmaker. In transition, she's become adept at finding teammates in open spaces, setting them up for easy scores. This evolution indicates that her impact on the game will only continue to grow as she refines every aspect of her performance.
So Caitlin Clark in college was not the strongest player in the world. She was somebody that wasn't weak by any means, but we saw when it came to the WNBA that she wasn't able to really assert herself physically. Stephanie White knows what she's talking about, and confirming Caitlin Clark is stronger is going to help a lot, because we saw after Olympic break when Caitlin Clark got stronger that she was posting up guards. She doesn't have very many post moves, but that double bang with her left shoulder into the turnaround layup floater thingies off the backboard, it worked really well. And we saw her taking some bigger guards in the post.
Experts are buzzing about how this transformation could redefine her career. With her enhanced physicality, some predict she might average a double-double in points and assists, a stat line reserved for the all-time greats. While there's a possibility that her scoring might dip slightly as she adjusts to her new role, her assist numbers are expected to soar. Stronger defenses, now forced to collapse on her every time she drives to the basket, are opening up passing lanes that make her an even more formidable playmaker. It's also important to note that this change has broader implications for the WNBA. Other players in the league are taking notice.
If she's able to play a little bit in the post and able to shoot over people, that it becomes really difficult to put, for example, to put somebody like a Jordan Cannon. She's going to have that in her arsenal, and it's going to make her harder to defend. It's going to make her way, way harder to defend because, if you can't bully her, it means that the Dijonais hand check through three-quarter court isn't going to be...
Clark's transformation sets a new standard, prompting her peers to also invest in building physical strength. This shift could lead to a more physically competitive league overall, where every player emphasizes strength and durability alongside skill and finesse. In a sense, Clark's evolution is paving the way for a future where physicality is as crucial as technical ability. Beyond her personal transformation, Clark's story is a testament to hard work and determination. Her relentless pursuit of improvement serves as an inspiration to young athletes everywhere.
You guys saw this workout. This workout has gotten a lot of people excited for Caitlin Clark because she is directly working on her weaknesses, which I think is a good look, honestly. I think that's a really, really good look for her because, again, when we're seeing somebody working on their weaknesses and not the glamorous weaknesses.
They're working on a lot of finishes in this video, a lot of finishes at the rim, and maybe some different finishes that we didn't see from her in the 2024 season. Now, Coach KP told me that one of his goals for Caitlin was just to expand her bag. So no matter what defense is thrown at her, she has something.
The journey from being seen as a delicate talent to becoming a powerhouse on the court is a narrative of perseverance, dedication, and an unyielding desire to excel. Each time she steps onto the court, she carries not only her own ambitions but also the hopes of those who believe in the power of transformation through hard work. Consider the broader impact of her transformation on team dynamics. With her new strength and enhanced skills, defensive strategies across the league are bound to evolve. Opponents must now recalibrate their approach and devise new tactics to counter her multifaceted game.
She's back in her natural habitat, back in the lab, playing basketball, and it's got to be a scary sight for the rest of the WNBA if she gets even better, because it's not as if she wasn't absolutely phenomenally elite as a rookie and arguably the best player in the league after the Olympic break.
This dynamic change isn't just beneficial for her team. It raises the overall level of competition within the league. Coaches and players alike are rethinking defensive schemes, making the WNBA an even more exciting and unpredictable spectacle. Her physical transformation is clearly not a fleeting change, but rather a long-term investment in her future. This offseason, Clark committed herself not only to building muscle, but also to refining every element of her game, from ball handling and mid-range shooting to finishing through contact. Her efforts are paying off.
Caitlin Clark, that's a really, really important thing. You can do it gradually. And I don't think she bulked up like a crazy amount. Like, she's not going to be physically destroying people. I just don't think she's going to quite get bullied as much as she. There's a couple of times you can see her arms, you're like, okay, she's gotten a lot bigger. And I do like the fact that she, by the end of the season, she was taking people in the post a little bit more. And that's the one thing I like with Caitlin Clark, is that not that she's got good post footwork, but she's got a good ability to kind of like bump with her left shoulder and then shoot over her right. That kind of layup hook shot.
Her body now exudes confidence. Her movements are more assertive, and her presence on the court is undeniably dominant. If this is just the beginning, the future looks incredibly bright for one of the most promising talents in the league. In summary, Caitlin Clark's transformation is a game changer, both for her and for the entire WNBA. She isn't simply returning for another season. She's arriving as a redefined, powerful force ready to leave an indelible mark on the league. As opponents scramble to adjust and strategize, one thing is clear: Caitlin Clark is on a trajectory that could see her breaking records, setting new standards, and perhaps even redefining what it means to be a dominant player in women's basketball.
I think it's an inevitability that Caitlin Clark is the first player to ever average a double-double in the WNBA with points and assists. I think she's going to likely set the record for assists per game in a season at some stage. And her goal is not for Caitlin Clark to be, realistically shouldn't be for her, to be the best player in the world tomorrow. The goal should be to be the greatest player of all time. And to be the greatest of all time, you don't have to be the best player in the world next year.
Ready for an incredible season filled with potential record-breaking performances and a level of play that will be talked about for years to come. This is more than just an upgrade. It's a revolution in the making. So, prepare your popcorn and clear your schedule, because the new Caitlin Clark is here, and she's about to reshape the landscape of the WNBA like never before. Let us know what you think about this remarkable transformation. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on this exciting journey. The future is bright, and it all starts with one player who dared to redefine her limits. With every game, Clark is not only showcasing her enhanced physicality.
I think it's going to be a situation where maybe she's not the best player in the world straight away. Maybe she's not the best player in the world by game 10, but we can't forget last year that she just got better and better and better. If there's a scenario where, like, I don't think it's far-fetched to say Caitlin Clark could average 23 and 10. The goal should be to fully cement yourself in that conversation next year, and then by year 3, make it so that the only argument against her being the best player in the world is A'ja Wilson herself. And then by year 4 or 5, when Juju starts to come into the league, when Juju comes in, when Hidalgo come in, people are like, oh, these are the comparisons. I mean, no one's going to have those comparisons if at that stage Caitlin Clark is coming off an MVP season and a title and is the best player.
But also setting an example of how dedication and hard work can lead to extraordinary change. This is just the beginning of what promises to be a historic evolution in women's basketball. From her breakout rookie season to her current state of relentless improvement, every moment of her career teaches us that the road to greatness is paved with perseverance and resilience. As we witness this ongoing transformation, the entire league is taking notice and adapting, setting the stage for an era where strength and skill go hand in hand. Stay tuned as we watch history in the making, one game at a time. This is just the beginning. The WNBA is changing before our eyes, and Indiana Fever is leading the way. Stay tuned. History is being made.